Narcissism is a form of extreme self-involvement in which one ignores the needs of those around them. Everyone can sometimes show narcissistic behavior, but true narcissists often ignore others and their feelings. They also do not understand the impact of their actions on others. We may think that narcissism is something that's a problem in a celebrity-driven culture. It may be used to describe someone that may be excessively full of themselves. But that's not true in psychology. In psychology, narcissism, or someone with narcissistic personality disorder, often shows they're in love with an idealized, grandiose image of themselves. And they're in love with this inflated self-image precisely because it allows them to avoid deep feelings of insecurity. Not all of these traits need to be present to determine narcissism. According to the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual, only 55% of the identified characteristics are required to be diagnosed with a narcissistic personality disorder. There's no easy way to know for sure if someone is narcissistic. So in this video, we will go through some traits and signs that will show you if you're dealing with a narcissist. Hey guys, welcome to another exciting psychological facts video, where we explore 10 signs that you can identify to confirm if you're dealing with a narcissist. But before we start, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon, so that you never miss a video from us and are always up to speed. Now, let's jump right in. Number 1. They display entitlement and superiority. Superiority is the number one sign of a narcissist. This is different from self-confidence alone. There's a particular hierarchy with narcissists, and their world is all about good and bad, superior and inferior, and right and wrong. They like to be at the top. That's the only place they feel safe. Narcissists like to be righteous at all times, like to do everything their way, own everything, and control everyone. On the other hand, narcissists even feel superior by being the worst, the most wrong, or the most ill, upset, or injured. They then feel entitled to receive concern and even the right to hurt others or demand compensation to equate things. Number 2, they have an exaggerated need for attention and validation. Another important narcissistic feature is that they are always in need for constant attention, following you around the house, asking you to find something, or always saying something to get your attention. Narcissist validation is only counted if it comes from someone else. Still, it doesn't really matter. The need for narcissist validation is like a funnel. You pour all kinds of positivity into it, but it ends up flowing out at the other end and disappearing. No matter how much you try to reassure narcissists and tell them you love them, admire them, or approve of them, it's never enough because deep down, they don't believe anyone can love them. Number 3, they're obsessed with perfectionism. You can recognize narcissists by their very high need for everything to be perfect. They believe they should be perfect, you should be perfect, events should happen as they expect, and life should go as they imagine. This is an intolerable and impossible request, and narcissists often feel frustrated and miserable because things cannot always go in ways they want. The demand for perfection leaves everyone around them extremely frustrated, and their constant complaining wears you down on a daily basis. Number 4, they have a great need for control. The behavior of a narcissistic person involves trying to have control of every situation and manipulation. Life doesn't always unfold in ways that they want, and the imperfection leaves them wanting to have as much control as possible. They think it is irrational and logical to have control of every situation, and they often have this sense of entitlement in most situations just because they want things to go in a certain way. They demand that you say and do exactly what they have in mind, so they can reach their desired conclusion. You are a character in their internal play, not a real person with your own thoughts and feelings. Number 5, they lack responsibility. Narcissists lack responsibility and often use tactics like deflection and blaming others. Narcissists want to be in control of themselves, but they don't want to take responsibility for the results unless things go in the course that they want. To maintain their facade of perfection, they blame the others when things don't go according to plan, or if they're criticized or appear to be less than perfect. In their minds, it is always someone else that is at fault. They usually tend to blame the person that they're most close to or someone who's most attached to them or cares about them the most. They blame the person closest to them because they are least likely to leave or reject them. Number 6, they do not respect boundaries. We often tend to overlook a person's boundaries and step over them without realizing it. But among narcissists, it's a regular behavior which cannot be shaken off. They believe that everything belongs to them, everyone thinks and feels the same as they do, and everyone wants the same things that they do. And they cannot take it when they're rejected or hear a no from someone. They'll go to great lengths and persistently try to figure out ways to try to get something from you. They are extremely demanding and use methods like rejecting, ignoring, and cajoling to get what they want from someone. Number 7, they lack empathy. Narcissistic people have no ability to empathize with others. In fact, they may show they're extremely empathetic, but usually it's a facade to gain trust and maintain an image in their own minds or among others. They rarely feel remorse or guilt and are not affected by other people's suffering. They are extremely selfish and absorbed by their own selves and always want others to think and feel the same as they do, and seldom give any thoughts to how others feel. Some of them do not understand how feelings work and often blame someone or something else for how they feel. They often blame you for all the negative feelings and don't realize that they occur due to their own perception and interpretations of situations. They just don't notice what someone else is feeling, and often it's extremely difficult to be in a relationship with them because of their absolute lack of empathy towards your own feelings. Number 8, they display a deep fear of rejection. Narcissists typically spend their entire lives fearing rejection, but it is not easy to spot this, because it is buried deep within themselves. They are always in fear of something going wrong or something bad happening, and find it impossible to overcome those feelings. They tend to be very fearful of the most trivial things like becoming sick, germs, or constantly being judged or not fitting into social situations. This makes it difficult and sometimes impossible for the narcissist to trust anyone else. They are fearful of any kind of true intimacy. In fact, the closer your relationship becomes, the harder it becomes for them to trust you. They hate and reject their own imperfections, and so no amount of reassurances really help in this situation. They have a deep fear of rejection and can never develop trust in others no matter how hard they try. They end up testing your care and love continuously to a point where you're drained and exhausted. Number 9, they do not have the ability to be truly vulnerable. Narcissists do not have the ability to truly love someone or connect with people. This is because of their lack of empathy and inability to understand other people's feelings or even acknowledge them in the first place. They are always protective of their own selves and are unable to truly show their weaknesses and faults, which is important in an authentic relationship. Their inability to show vulnerability always conceals their true selves to themselves and others. When they're not satisfied in a relationship or start to develop mistrust, they do not hesitate to jump into a new one in order to protect themselves and not be rejected. They are always desperate to find someone who feels for them and who will sympathize with them. Number 10, they constantly suffer from anxiety. Narcissists are often engulfed by feeling anxious about every situation. They have an unshakable fear that something bad is happening or something bad is going to happen no matter how hard they try. Most narcissists display selfishness by constantly projecting their anxiety on their closest people and accuse them of negativity, being unsupportive and not putting them first as a priority. This is done in an attempt to transfer their anxiety onto you, and as you feel worse and worse, the narcissist feels better and better. In fact, they feel stronger and more superior as you feel your anxiety and depression grow. Being with a narcissist hurts your own sense of self and starts a cycle of negative emotions and mental disorders within you. It is imperative to escape the trap that they're laying out, and sometimes it becomes necessary to find help for yourself. We hope that this video will help you identify if you're in a relationship or dealing with a narcissist regularly, and will help you overcome their behavior and not fall into their whirlwind of negativity. With that, we come to the end of this video. These are just a few of the many signs to show if you're dealing with a narcissist or identify some key traits in someone's behavior, so you're cautious in the future. If you enjoyed the video and would like to learn more about the human mind and how much we're capable of, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more such content. See you all in the next one.